The news is still the same. Ferrari will end their long relationship with Mattia Binotto after this year ends. It all started when the Ferrari board lost confidence in the Italian engineer, which led to Binotto cutting his ties with Scuderia after 28 long years. Was it avoidable? And what has Mercedes team principal and rival Toto Wolff said about the possibility of Binotto joining Mercedes? Stay till the finish line to hear all we know. When you're a Ferrari man, you're always a Ferrari man. Well, up until 2022 for Mattia Binotto, a well-known name in the world of motorsport, who started his career with the company in 1995 as an engine engineer on their test team and worked his way up the ladder. He was appointed head of the trackside engine department for the race team in 2004, then went on to be chief operating officer for the power unit in 2013. In the summer of 2016, he took on the role of chief technical officer of Scuderia Ferrari, and in January 2019, he took on the role of managing director of Gestione Sportiva and Scuderia Ferrari team principal. Mattia Binotto's reign as Ferrari boss will end as the year does on December 31st, after the Italian team made a promising start to the 2022 season, but failed to claim a win in the final 11 races of the campaign, amid a loss of performance, and finished a distant second to Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. Was his resignation forced? The fingers of blame are pointed at Charles Leclerc. Stay tuned to find out more. We can be sure of one thing: being the team principal of a Formula One team, especially Ferrari, isn't exactly a walk in the park. The Ferrari team had a strange year in 2022, suffering more defeats than victories. While the car was excellent, it was the team's own decisions that cost them races. Following a disappointing stint, Ferrari's technical director, Mattia Binotto, was under heavy scrutiny from Ferrari's chairperson, John Elkann. Ferrari's team principal, Mattia Binotto, resigned despite the Scuderia previously insisting he wouldn't be departing. Binotto's resignation was announced in November after weeks of speculation about the future of the Italian manager. Why would Leclerc be involved? Some poor strategic calls robbed Charles Leclerc of several victories, which ultimately removed him from title contention. The previous 2 years have been super frustrating, Leclerc said. Binotto has seemingly been blamed for Ferrari's incompetence, with removal from his job the speculated punishment. Newspaper Corriere della Sera revealed that some of the reports regarding Binotto's future have come from Leclerc's entourage, leaving some to wonder if the Monegasque is playing a part in the Italian's departure. It remains gossip, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Should Binotto truly be leaving Ferrari? It marked the end of a 28-year relationship, with Ferrari having taken on the young intern in 1995. While many pundits believe it's right for Binotto to be replaced as team principal, some have questioned if it's the right call for him to leave Ferrari altogether. After news broke out about Binotto's departure, Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff opened up on the dark side of being a team principal at Ferrari. It was always clear that he was under tremendous pressure. Being a team principal at Ferrari, you better have a good contract for your exit. The unavoidable happened, but he held onto it longer than I thought, he added. The Silver Arrows had a lackluster performance this season too, but their later resurgence gave Mercedes boss Toto Wolff hope that the Brackley-based team would not suffer the same fate as Ferrari, a failed title campaign. It's no secret that Mattia Binotto and Toto Wolff don't see eye to eye. Mercedes and Ferrari, after all, have always been fierce competitors on the track. Die-hard racing fans might remember back in Austria in 2020, Wolff refused to sympathize with Binotto's plight over Ferrari's on-track struggles. More recently, he called out Ferrari over some individuals' priorities amidst the team's poor performances. While Wolff didn't name names, It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out whom the jibe was directed towards. But it would seem the pair have found some civil track. As he said, "I think Mattia and I have our moments, and it's no secret over these many years. But in a way, we consolidated that in 2022. We were in a much better place." They might have made amends, but Toto Wolff has ruled out the possibility of Mercedes recruiting former Ferrari team boss Mattia Binotto in the future, insisting there is too much broken porcelain between the two men. Let's reverse it though. What went wrong for Binotto? After a tumultuous 4-year reign under Maurizio Arrivabene, Binotto was given the job of turning Ferrari around. His first season in charge was controversial, with Ferrari competitive, particularly in qualifying, but having also been involved in an engine scandal, reaching a settlement with the FIA after the season. Ferrari changed tack in 2020 with a car design that spectacularly failed, enduring their worst season in 4 decades, and then struggling in the midfield the following season too, when Binotto made the decision to replace 4-time champion Sebastian Vettel with Carlos Sainz. In 2022, Binotto and his team were aiming for the big goal with new rules and cars, and they started off well. Ferrari had the fastest car out of the gate, overhauling Mercedes and battling Red Bull, and Charles Leclerc won 2 of the first 3 races to lead the championship early on. But Ferrari's season was plagued by mechanical failures and, more frustratingly, strategic mistakes. Pit stop errors and incorrect choices became a theme of Ferrari's season, and it is those failures that may have cost Binotto his job. Binotto has long defended his team and insisted they're focusing on an improved 2023, but the internal and external pressure has now led him to resign as Ferrari's boss. Ultimately, Binotto's sacking is a move toward the future direction of the team. Chairman John Elkann felt that a more rigorous trackside team boss was needed to control the racing operations. So who will be driving the team into 2023? The team has found a replacement in Fred Vasseur. Vasseur, 54, is joining the Italian team from Sauber, who have confirmed that highly rated German Andreas Seidl has taken the position of CEO. In turn, the Sauber group is expected to run as the Audi F1 team in 2026. Seidl has left his role at McLaren, where he helped rebuild the team after its wretched few years, and he will be replaced by Andrea Stella, who has been promoted from executive director to replace him. It is one of the biggest managerial shakeups in years, and will have far-reaching repercussions as each new arrival tries to build a new team. While some see the signing of Frederic Vasseur to replace Mattia Binotto as a positive move, not everyone is convinced Ferrari are better off with a new team principal. Meanwhile, Vasseur is a choice that may surprise a few people, but is one with plenty of potential. The fact that he speaks Italian, has experience in junior Formulae, and has a close relationship with Charles Leclerc could enable him to be successful in his new role. Despite the positives, some people believe that Ferrari's decision will prove costly. Ex-F1 racer Christian Danner, for instance, has expressed his belief that the Italian team's leaders made a mistake by not putting more trust in Binotto. The magic formula for success in Formula 1, the German told the AVD Motor and Sport magazine, is continuity. He claims that even if things aren't going so well, it's better to analyze the problems, maybe to restructure them, but to continue working within a large structure. Danner added, "It's clear that Mattia Binotto's departure will set Ferrari back 3 years." The recent history of the Italian team seems to provide evidence that supports his point. The last 3 team principals, including Binotto, won nothing, while Stefano Domenicali and Jean Todt before them had longer tenures and more success. There are other examples too. Christian Horner is the most obvious one. He's been Red Bull Racing Team principal since the team's inception in 2005. And although there have been some lean spells, he's stuck with it. And now he has guided the team back to the pinnacle of motorsport motorsport once again. While it remains to be seen how Vasseur fares in the job, Ferrari's track record with team bosses will have warned him that he is not guaranteed a long tenure. Sauber, who founded and retired from the team that Vasseur left for this new stage of his career, told him as much. What else is there to know about Vasseur's feats? Vasseur joined the struggling Sauber team at one of its lowest ebbs, when it would finish 10th in the championship with barely a handful of points in 2017. One of his first decisions was to cancel a contract with Honda and strengthen ties with Ferrari, which led to Alfa Romeo's title sponsorship from 2019 onwards. That also ensured the team had the chance to debut Charles Leclerc in 2018 and Antonio Giovinazzi alongside Kimi Räikkönen in 2019. He also masterminded Valtteri Bottas joining the team this season, but his crowning achievement was securing a sale of the team to Audi, with the German auto giant set to make Sauber its works entry from 2026, thus almost certainly moving it much nearer to the front of the grid. Sources have said that Ferrari star Carlos Sainz has already had a phone call with his new boss. Carlos Sainz has pleaded with Vasseur to ensure a year of highs over lows for the team in 2023. Journalist Albert Fabriga claims driver Sainz has urged Vasseur to help Ferrari find some consistency in their battle with Red Bull and Mercedes, with Sainz saying, "I already spoke with Vasseur. I knew him for a long time when we negotiated to go to Renault. You have to give him some time." And Vasseur is said to be truly delighted and honored to take over the leadership of Ferrari as team principal, saying, "I look forward to working with the talented and truly passionate team in Maranello to honor the history and heritage of the Scuderia and deliver for our tifosi around the world." As someone who has always held a lifelong passion for racing, working for a team that epitomizes the racing world like Ferrari must feel like a dream come true. It's also been claimed that he has bought a house near the team's base in Maranello as he closes in on replacing Binotto. We look forward to seeing what this talented and truly passionate team can accomplish with Vasseur at the helm. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos.